welcome back to this podcast. This is podcast episode 6. Yeah. Right, Shelby?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome back to podcast episode 6. Not welcome back to this episode. Welcome back to the podcast with this episode. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Shelby.
I got you.
As you can hear, I'm with Shelby. She's the reason why I stayed sane through high school. No joke.
Thanks, babe.
Even if she
This
didn't
boy
think
brought
that she
me-
was. What?
This boy brought me robin eggs, those good ass robin eggs, when I was like in my mega emo depression this year. So shout out to Ethan for being a real one.
You know what? Those puppies weren't even on sale. And I was like, I got to. I just,
Uh-huh.
if I was in that predicament, I would want some robin eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's
I
what
will express, if you have any problems this year, catch me express shipping you robin eggs directly to Missouri overnight.
Excuse me,
It's
I'm
gonna
in
happen.
Illinois. How dare you mess that
You're in
up?
Illinois? What?
Yeah, I'm in
No.
East St. Louis, because Scott Air Force Base.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
God. But like,
Illinois stuff.
I go to a meeting once a week in Missouri, Creocoeur.
Okay.
So it's basically I live in Missouri. But let me tell you, it is amazing driving because Illinois is higher up than Missouri because of hills and shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love geography.
God, I feel like I'm a 6th grader in Mrs. Hoag's class again.
I love Mrs. Hoag. Okay?
Me too. Me too.
A lot of
She's
people
like-
hated her.
No, she's so sweet.
She wasn't sweet if you were an asshole.
Exactly. And it was the assholes who talk loud and talk about how they hate Mrs. Hoag.
Exactly. And so I just we'll get into teachers. I promise. Guys,
Yes.
sorry, this isn't gonna
Yeah.
be like about something specific. This is gonna be an intro to Shelby because Shelby's gonna be on the podcast. I just turned from being born in San Antonio to being born in Boston. Interesting. But yeah, this is going to be more about the lovely Shelby Rice.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Only because we need a baseline. They need a baseline, right?
So I can come back if you think I'm good enough. We'll see.
Before you I can't speak. I'm just too excited. Before I even mentioned it, whatever, I was like, Shelby would be a good ass time. So thank you, Shelby. Thank you.
I love you.
Much love to you
Alright,
too.
so where are
darling.
we?
Well, we are 3 minutes and 31 seconds in. Welcome to the podcast. I'm sorry, but this podcast is going to be rated explicit.
Yeah.
Only because why not?
Also, because I let loose like fucks 90% of the time. So sorry, kids.
How dare you? You're not disabled. Sorry. Was that rude?
No, don't worry about it. No.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, no, I make blind jokes all the fucking time. Don't worry about it. 90% of what I say is like, haha, I'm blind. So.
Well,
don't worry
I'd rather
about it.
just like try and I don't know.
I give you permission to make fun of it.
I'm not.
You have
Well, I'm not
express
gonna make fun of
permission.
it. Hey, you're blind.
Well, look,
I'm gonna kick you
you
with
have
your.
permission to make jokes about it. You're good. Don't worry.
Okay, because I don't want to be like, oh well. Oh, that's so awkward. I'm just not gonna bring it up because then it's even worse for you. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm being rude to a blind person. Like, who am I? You know?
Oh yeah, for all of y'all out there, I don't speak for all disabled people, but I am 85% blind, and I would way rather you ask me questions about like my stick and me not being able to see than have you like turn around me and never talk to me because you think I'm like different. I would way rather have you ask the questions, get them out of the way, and then we can just go ahead and
Okay, well,
Yep.
before we get into your life, I would just like to say on Wednesday, when I pick you up, I'm going to beat up every single person that ever did you wrong.
Thank you. I will point them out to you one by one.
Yes.
Except I don't know if I'll be able to recognize them because every single boy here looks the same. He wears like the Vineyard Vines shirt and a Vineyard Vines shirt, a hat turned backwards, and he has blonde hair, and he's like 5'9", so not my type. And
why not? Vineyard Vines is so
guys, hot. Ladies out there, I am out there for you.
So, getting into that, what do you identify as sexually?
Okay, so listening to the podcast with David in it, I like what he said about being pan, like really resonated with me. But honestly, I identify as bisexual just because I like the larger umbrella term that, like, you know, keeps me like recognizable. People are like, okay, I've heard of bisexual. You know, most people don't think it's real, but it's better than saying, hey, I'm pansexual, and people are like, oh, you like to fuck a pan? No. No, I don't.
Really like what next? There's going to be like the T. The T isn't for trans; it's for trees. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
You want to love the earth?
I want to be a tree. No, that's ridiculous. And I know that saying that sounds like that's a big part of pan erasure, but I'm just trying to get past the bi erasure deal, which we'll talk about later because I have very strong opinions about what's going on with that.
Yes, so, and I'm actually like livid about the hatred. I'm like, what? We'll get into that. So you identify as bisexual, which means two, correct?
Two. What? Yeah, it means two or more genders. It means two or more genders.
Got it.
So that's like the definition of bi. So like when you say that you're bisexual, doesn't mean that you just like men and women. You can like men, women, and like self-identifying non-binary people. You know, it's just saying that you like more than just one gender. So.
Yeah, like me, who's keeping my doors shut. Like you guys are just opening the Yeah,
I'm like standing out in the middle of a freaking park and being like, "Love me." That's what's going on with me.
Goals. So, Shelby Rice. I'm gonna stop saying Shelby Rice. I'm just gonna say Shelby because it sounds like I don't know you.
Yeah, you sound like some like uncomfortable radio host who's like,
well, hello.
I don't know this person.
Thanks for joining
sound like
NPR.
A host on NPR. Oh my god.
That was at the same time. We did not plan that.
It was. We're. This means we're in love, Ethan.
Hey, I'm down. I don't even care. As I was telling you before, oh wait, I'm not going to say that on the podcast, but as I was telling you before,
yep.
You know, hey. Also, did you know anxiety, like crippling anxiety, is considered a disability?
Yes, I did. Because I had to check it when I registered with the Miami Disability Services for being blind.
Huh.
So, yeah.
Personally, my anxiety is really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Do I consider it as bad as being blind? No. But there is no but. Like
there is no but. It's like comparing apples and oranges. They're both bad. Ah, frick. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
Okay, good. It was my ringtone, and it's Horace Slughorn screaming. So, I'm sorry about that. But
the mic only picks up your voice when you speak.
What?
The mic automatically turns on when you start speaking. When you're not speaking, it shuts off.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's some weird
algorithm.
What
was I saying?
Disability and how anxiety is considered a disability.
Oh yeah, it's like comparing apples and oranges. You know, they're two different things that affect two different parts of your being. So like, there is no saying, it's not as bad as being blind. Being blind is one thing completely. Having crippling anxiety is one thing that's different completely, and it affects your life in a completely different way. Now, unfortunately, I have both. So it's
I'm
like an
so
awful
sorry.
hodgepodge. Oh, plus the depression.
Oh,
So it's
Shelby.
like just like a giant pot and me stewing in it, like boiling and screaming and not
No.
being able to climb.
Like the Bon Appetit video? Music video?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
what a problematic music video. Uh, sorry. Tell me, um, if you're comfortable. Like the podcast
Yeah.
knows, I'm on 20 milligrams Prozac, 75
Mm-hmm.
milligrams Effexor. It needs to go up because I'm a mess. What are you taking currently? And explain
Okay,
it.
so I was diagnosed pretty recently with not just major depressive disorder, but persistent depressive disorder, which means that my baseline for emotions, like when you feel neutral, that's your baseline. My baseline is in sad. Like, like it's okay, if you imagine an axis, right? Like you
Yep.
do in math, there's the x-axis, that's most people's neutral, but mine is at like -7, and that's how I feel most of the time. So my body, when I start taking medicine, it adjusts really quick, and they have to like keep popping up my meds to make sure I don't kill myself.
Yeah.
So I'm taking right now 175 milligrams in Zoloft, and I bump it up 10 milligrams about every 3 weeks. So that's what's
Every
going on
what?
with
I'm
me.
sorry.
Like every 3 weeks to a month.
Got it.
So I bump it up. Yeah.
Because your body, the potency goes down.
Yes,
I
my
noticed-
body is like, wait, this is artificial, you shit.
My the Prozac did that for me, and they just switched. Because the base doesn't like to give out over 50 milligrams of Prozac. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just stupid. And
I
to
know.
those who don't know, Zoloft and Prozac in like Effexor, all the milligrams, that means something different for each drug.
Yes.
So if I believe this right, you weren't taking 3.25 times how much I was taking.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like what I was saying, apples and oranges. You can't compare
Exactly.
really the amounts of two different drugs. Like the potency for me, well, I have to take larger amounts anyway because it wears off
Yeah.
and they have to keep building it up. But like your amount of Prozac might be equitable to like the amount that like I was just on for Zoloft. So yeah, that's not saying that mine is worse than yours. You're just being treated in a different way. So,
I love medication. Why is there a
I
stigma
know.
with medication?
I really do not get it. Like, it's just help. It's not like meaning you're crazy or anything. It just means your brain is shit at making chemicals. And this is starting to help you make it so you're, like, normal. And I know when I first got medicated, my mom had, like, major beef with
So did my
me
mom.
getting medicated.
Oh.
Because she was like, you're going to get addicted to antidepressants, and then my daughter's going to waste away before my eyes. And I was like, Janice,
I
this
hope
is
to.
like taking a vitamin for my brain.
Literally.
This is just helping my brain balance out the shit that's going down there. So
It's basically a Flintstones gummy bear.
exactly. Except instead of like giving me vitamin D, it's giving me accurate and good serotonin levels, so I don't slit my own wrists.
Yeah. Which we do not want.
Nope, we don't.
And so how did we'll get into all of this. I promise. I just want to start off on a kind of, I don't know, a lighter note.
Yes. I think that's a really good idea.
I believe that we met 7th grade.
I met you when you were dating Autumn, I think, in like 7th grade.
Oh.
It was back when we both thought we were straight.
See, I didn't even know Autumn 7th grade.
Oh, you didn't? Well, I knew you before that, but I really started to know you
Yeah,
when you.
correct. Because we
Oh
were in
yeah, because
jazz
Autumn
band.
went to Autumn. Well, yeah, we went to jazz. Yeah, you're right. That was when we met. Yeah. So that was what was going on. Oh yeah, Autumn went to Ankeny, didn't she?
She did. Yep.
Oh shit.
And then
Sorry,
she went.
Autumn. I love you.
Autumn. Shelby doesn't care about. She's not listening anyway. You know what, Autumn?
Autumn, I love you.
Autumn, you can just. Never mind. She's probably listening. I can't say. Autumn, if you hear this right now, text me. That's it.
Autumn, if you hear this right now, text me too.
Yeah.
I love you. Anyway, so I did know you before you dated Autumn, but I was just so associating that because I was thinking I knew you when we both thought we were straight, which is such a weird concept now. Because anytime a pretty girl passes me on the street, I'm like, God damn, I'm in love, as you do.
Oh, I totally. Wait, no, I don't. Trust me, I know the feeling. Just switch the.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Hinder. Yep.
I do not relate to that because, as a general rule, men disgust me, but for some reason, I'm still attracted to them.
Hey, you know what?
There are like 4 good men, and you're 2 of them, Ethan.
Wait, I'm 2 of the 4 men?
Yes, you're 2 of the 4 good men. The other 2 are Chris Pine.
Nobody ever said something so goddamn beautiful to me.
I love you.
I want to marry you.
I see you Wednesday.
Yes, that you do. And we gon' listen / watch, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because you can kind of see Mitch, right?
I can see like enough, and most concerts have such like intense blinky lights that I'm like, oh shit, I can see things. It's good for me. Then it lights shit up.
I actually have these high fidelity earbuds. Do you want me to bring them for you?
Maybe. I might need them like eventually, like through the show if it gets to be too much. Because if those of you who don't know, also, I got a concussion in September, and loud noises are not good for the old brain. Like there are 3 brain cells left in it, and they're all like screaming whenever anything goes loud.
And they're like the serotonin that's slowly leaving.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
They're like, we want away. This is too hard. Yeah. But they make it so, like, I use them at a death metal concert. It takes the volume and it cranks it down like 5 notches.
Awesome.
But
sounds great.
It all still sounds the same. So.
Oh, okay.
I
just
love
like
it.
Takes the decibels down.
My Topher, my favorite brother.
The good one.
Correct. He works at concerts. He's like he sells something at concerts like merch.
Okay.
But he works with the venue to sell merch. Now he is a Spanish teacher, so like that's not what he does.
Wait, really? Oh, what do you do?
Yeah, that's not what he does for the monies.
It's just like a side job.
Well,
like
that
someone
and he gets
being a pimp on their,
Correct. Like, he gets paid to go to concerts, which he loves music, right? So
yeah, that's like some sick shit.
When I let him borrow my pair, or I think I told him to buy them, he was blown away. Only because he would always have headaches after the concert, like the morning after. The morning after is so terrible, guys. I mean, isn't that right, Shelby?
That is so true. After, well, not just in like your ears are still ringing, but the day after I saw Lord, I was so incredibly depressed because I was like, God, I have nothing to look forward to in life anymore. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I only have anxiety. I don't have depression. So I can't say that I totally know that, but I can sympathize.
Yeah, no, it just like plunged me into a major depressive episode. I was just like, God, what if I never see the love of my life again?
Yeah.
Ever. Yeah, so.
Anyway, lighter note. Pentatonics. Are you excited?
Bless up. Fuck yes. I cannot wait. I'm sorry, I'm slamming the table and I don't know if that's like canceling out what I'm saying, but I'm so excited.
Oh no, we can hear it quite clear. It's amazing. I'm excited because it's gonna be a fun time.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, and honestly, I just can't wait to see you because
I can't wait to see you too. Aw.
I haven't seen you since
School ended.
school
Pretty much.
ended. Yeah.
Yeah.
And back when school ended, how blind were you?
Okay, when school ended, I was like a little bit above where I was at like, so I'm at 85 now. I was probably at like 75, 76 then. So I was like close, but I didn't have a cane yet because I was busy trying to finish all my AP tests, which I passed, by the way, even though I can't fucking read.
I'm so proud of you.
Excitement. Yeah, so
So proud.
now I went to all the doctors and I was like, hey bitches, I can't see. And they were like, here's all this shit. And that's what went down. Oh.
Got it. So, we might as well get into this right now.
Yes.
The fact that you are blind, right?
Yes, yes.
I
am legally blind.
It blows my mind that you are here talking with me.
Yeah.
And I'm so goddamn proud of you.
Oh.
I really am.
You.
Because honestly, I can't imagine if that happened to me. I can't imagine how I would. Obviously, you had your rough times, but I would be like, oh, I don't know what depression is now. I would, because everybody doesn't think, oh, well, when I turn 18, I'm going to be blind. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And
exactly.
So, I guess I feel so bad. And, like, I know it's not your fault. It's not like you took. It's nothing that I could have done different, right? So
yeah.
I don't realize. I'm not like, I feel so guilty.
Yeah.
I feel bad you have it. And I'm going to do everything I can to make you feel better. I'm not being like,
Aww.
It was my fault. I, like, sliced her eyes. What? But how is that with college? So, like, what classes are you doing? How is it going? We'll get into the stigma side of it. But yeah, just start off with, I don't know, kind of the pseudo positives before we go straight into the stigmas and why people are stupid.
Yeah. First, I'm going to talk a little bit about my diagnosis. So I got diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa in about, like, I don't remember, March or April of last year. And what that basically means is the cells of my eyes are eating themselves, which is super gross. And honestly, I'm not here for it. But, like, it's just something I'm going to have to live with. I take supplements and, like, medicine, and they're hoping that they can postpone total blindness until I'm in my 30s or 40s. So that's great. Because they caught it, like,
terrifying.
Well, it's still awful, but, like, it's good that they caught it now, because it was progressing at a pretty alarming rate, and they're like, take all of these or you're going to be blind, and I was just, like, gobbling that shit up, let me tell you.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, I'm, like, 85% blind. I walk with a cane now. I can't drive, which was a big boost for me, because my parents had to take me everywhere, and if you haven't gleaned this from what I've already said, Janice is a bit of she's out there. She's a wild one.
Sorry I said that about your
I'm sorry. Anyway, so, Mom, if you heard this, I'm sorry, I'm moving out. But
she's moving here with me. She's moving to East St. Louis. We're going to get married for tax purposes.
You're absolutely right. And I'm gonna get a service dog, and we're just gonna, like, live.
Can I still have my cat?
Yes, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Maybe I'll get, like, a service iguana or something.
Yes. And you might go on, sorry.
Just like, hey, buddy, lead me places.
Yeah. People are like, is that
So
your service dog? No, it's my service
I'll be like,
iguana. What are you,
it's my
stupid?
service iguana. What if I got like a service hawk or something? You know how people like used to train hawks in the old days to go hunt shit? I'd
Yeah.
just be like, bitch, go get me a pack of Doritos from the vending
Go to
machine, and he would
Starbucks.
just
Give
do
me a
it.
venti
Yes.
caramel macchiato. So you're when were you diagnosed?
It was like March, April of this year, so it's been like 5 or 6 months. Like I'd noticed my vision closing and stuff, but I was like, this must be like temporary and it must be like caused by my anxiety. And then I went to an ophthalmologist and they're like, this ain't caused by no anxiety. And then we went on like a wild goose chase around, like doctor hopping between 1,000 different hospitals. And
Yeah.
that went down. So yeah. Now, at school, I'm registered with the Office of Disabilities, so they hit me up with a bunch of accommodations. I have like e-text, so because I can't read for very long anymore because my eyes get tired, and I try not to tire them out because then they'll just go blind faster.
Yeah.
So they gave me like stuff for my textbooks that my computer will read it out to me, which is pretty dope, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know what else to do. I mean, I'm an English major, so there's obviously reading. It's gonna have to happen.
Yeah.
But I decided to take like a lower number of classes this semester because I'm still kind of getting used to this, and I'm used to reading a lot. So
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take 14 credit hours instead of like the 19 I had planned, and I'm just gonna roll with it and hopefully just start building up as the next semester's piled up. So yep.
What was it like for you when you first got diagnosed? Because you already felt your vision closing, but
yeah,
once it got diagnosed, I'm sure like everything just became
it was yeah.
Because I remember you coming into school one day and I finding out, and I was just like, how I just want to hug you. Like,
yeah.
because that doesn't happen that much, and that was before Shane Dawson's series where the girl lost her vision. So like I didn't even know about it, and then to think that you're slowly losing your vision, that's a nightmare. A legitimate nightmare.
I felt like, like when you're going out, like when you're playing Mario Kart, you're like in first place and you're living, because I was feeling pretty good then. Like my depression was being like treated with medication. I was going to a counselor. I was first chair in band. I was living life large pretty much.
I remember that.
And then like God threw a fucking 3 blue shells at me.
Oh no.
And and then suddenly I was in 12th place and someone had like literally like thrown a squid at me.
And you
and
do
that
not
was
have
what
a
was
rocket.
going down. Exactly.
Oh no.
I couldn't see. I was in last place. I probably was like Toad on a shitty cart or something. And it was a tough time because I couldn't drive. I had to depend on my parents or on Peyton for
Thanks, Peyton.
David for rides. Yeah, I love you, Peyton. You're a real one.
She's not listening. She doesn't have time for this.
You're absolutely right. But like but it was really tough. It was a big blow to what was going on with me.
Yeah.
So
how did it change your... So I remember in band, only because I remember stuff from band. Because I'm a nerd. When was it that you... Because you weren't first chair all that year, right? Because I got really pissed for some reason.
What?
I got pissed that you weren't first chair. Were you first chair?
Oh yeah. I wasn't first chair like at the very beginning, but that's because I didn't turn my playing test in, so it was not like their fault. Yeah. No, it was for jazz band that I wasn't first chair, and that's it. But yeah.
Oh.
That really pissed me off. I was real angry. You know what else made me angry? I'm about to like go off right now. It's the fact that neither you or I got the John Philip Sousa Award. God, what the fuck? Excuse me, Mr.
Wait.
Frost. What the hell are you doing?
Dude.
You know the one that he gave out at the senior awards blanket that he gave to Nicholas?
I totally forgot about that.
You and I have both dedicated so much to that fucking man.
I can see how I wouldn't get it because I quit marching band.
Yeah, but you were still like really involved with concert band, with like small groups and stuff. I was just sitting there like, Ethan should have got it or I should have got it. Like,
I honestly thought you should have got it. Because the fact that I left marching band, I'm honored that you would say that. I got the joke award, which I'm surprised you didn't get.
No, I got a joke award too. Don't worry.
Were you there that night?
What night?
This local awards night?
Oh yeah, we both got them. We both got the Marine Award.
So he fucking knew. He fucking knew that we deserved that.
Yes.
And so he gave us the joke.
Marine Excellence Award instead of giving us money.
Oh my gosh. It makes me so angry.
Very angry.
I promise I'm not trying to take away from your segment about blindness. No,
we need that. Don't worry.
I'm angry. Do you believe that the band is founded? It's. I'm so angry. I can't even say the right words. The foundation of the band is politics.
Sorry, if y'all just heard some gurgling, it was me drinking out of water fountain. But anyway. Absolutely not. Yes, I absolutely believe that. And what really enforced for me that I was like, band is politics, is hearing about all the shit that goes down at band parent meetings.
Really?
Like, that's just straight. Oh yeah. Because my mom would come back from being a jazz meeting, she'd just like lay it all out for me. She'd be like, hey, here's what's going down here. Here's every single person whose parent I hate in the band, and here's what's like going on, so they get the stuff they want.
Yeah.
And I was just like, ooh, tea. Janice, I'm not used to you spilling this kind of stuff.
But please, do spill. Please continue.
Yes.
I just... Especially when... I know I mentioned this earlier on some podcast, maybe. But the whole fact of... No, I didn't. This was me talking to my therapist. Thanks, therapy. I get things confused. I love a good counselor. They're amazing.
Me too.
But
Irma, if you're hearing this, which I doubt you are because you're like 75, I love you.
We love you, Irma. Or is it
Bless
Irma?
you, Irma. Irma.
Got it. Okay.
She's God's gift to therapists.
See,
I love her.
Elizabeth is mine.
Ooh.
Yeah, Elizabeth Volkman. I know you're not listening to this, Elizabeth. If you are, I love you. That would be weird if you were, because then that would, like, the relationship would be a little weird.
Yeah.
It's not like love, like attraction. It's like
affection and appreciation. Yes. It's like your heart nutting.
12 times.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But anywho, we're getting off topic. Also, podcast, did you notice that I say anywho a lot?
Yes.
I'm
yes.
so
And
sorry.
I love you for it.
I say anywho, but And look, I literally wrote, I seriously wrote on my computer, don't say but, or anywho.
You know, I say all of them all the time.
I'm working on it.
Repetition is the mark of a good speech giver, Ethan. That's rhetoric.
not when it's but, or anywho. Moving forward. That's my new form of anywho. Moving forward.
Excellent.
The whole fact about, I don't know if you remember this, band, for me, junior year, well, sophomore going into junior year when I quit marching band.
Yes.
The whole I didn't want to do marching band because I was depressed.
Yeah.
And really anxious.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Frost was like, if you don't have this leadership opportunity, you won't amount to anything in the world. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was, and I'm serious. That's not me making stuff up. I wish at the time I was smart and I recorded it. But do you remember me talking to you about that? Like late sophomore year?
Yeah.
And was it quite similar to what I just said?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, it was, like, intense.
So I'm
like,
not...
that was exactly what he said. And that's just, like, of course you're going to amount to something. Like, not being on leadership team, not being in band is going to ruin you.
Exactly. And so...
And I say that with, like, actually a lot of love in my heart, because while I've been going through this, like, losing my vision thing, Mr. Frost has done so much for me.
Oh, I bet.
Like,
and I still have mad respect.
He's been super incredible for me, like blowing up my music, helping me, like, schedule appointments for my doctors, helping me talk to, like, the counseling office. That has been amazing.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for that if you're listening, which I know you aren't. But, like, he's also done some stuff that
absolutely.
Like, do you know what he did to Clayton?
No.
Like, okay, well, I'm not going to talk about it on the podcast, but I'll spill some tea later. So.
Was it? Okay.
He screwed Clayton over.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Moving forward. After he said that, I realized that the band isn't, because I was thinking, I was like, you know what? Why? Like, before I even decided to quit. Like, well, okay. Junior year, I'm gonna be the quote unquote best person for section leader. That's not me being that's not me being full of myself.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that I would have been section leader, only because Megan and Ruthie weren't in marching band.
Yes.
Okay. And so then senior year, I was thinking, this was all sophomore year. I don't know why I was thinking that far ahead. Never think that far ahead, because in late June I thought I was staying in Ohio. So yeah. Things change.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, so he wouldn't have made me drum major my senior year, even though that would have been the best thing for me in my career, because at the time I wanted to be a band director.
Yeah.
And so it's quite obvious that that would be the best thing for me. Junior year, be section leader. Senior year, be drum major. But I bet you, if I stayed in, because he did this with a multitude of people, I would be section leader junior year, and then senior year would come up, and he wouldn't make me drum major.
Yes.
And then it's just like, well, I worked my butt off for all this.
And now where am I?
Exactly. I can say that I was section leader.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that looks really great on applying for good music schools.
Exactly.
Sure.
And so I was like, when he's doing, the one stipulation I have with Frost is, no, because he was great. Honestly, he was a big influence. Yeah. I'm not trying to trash the hell out of him, because that's rude.
To say that he made some decisions that I definitely do not agree with.
Correct, and he made some that I definitely do agree with. Like alternates.
Exactly. Wait, are they doing alternates?
No, they're not.
Okay.
Let's start a rumor. But if he is using his position of authority to do what's better for the band than what's better for the individual kid, what's the point? you know?
Yeah.
So that made me just think, well, okay, if Mr. Frost is like this and he's great, he's a great teacher, he's a great person, all these other things, what if I find a teacher that is not great, but is probably still going to think the same way? I don't want to turn into this type of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, then all that went down. I just felt like band, either you were a, like, ooh, you were the Shelby of marching band, you know? Like, the badass.
No.
That was you.
Oh. Aw.
You
Aw.
don't awe me. It was the truth.
Aw. I love you.
You had like what did you have, an elbow brace or was it a knee brace?
Yeah, I had a wrist brace.
Wrist brace. See, I
Yeah,
don't remember.
but another thing that's going down with me includes the fact that my tendons are eating themselves and I'll have to get surgery eventually. But that's a completely different topic.
Question, why does your body want to kill you?
Hate me? I don't know. Maybe it's because my mind also wants to kill me. It's just like, hey, fucker, what if you were dead? And I'm just like, ooh, damn.
God.
And then my body's like, ooh, damn.
You just summed up depression.
Yeah.
You should be a doctor.
Hell no.
Okay, a counselor.
Maybe. If being like a librarian doesn't work out, then that's
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I will support you wholeheartedly. I will.
Aw.
Oh.
Bless you.
I will get you all the insurances that you need.
Bless you.
I will.
They'll just be like, hey, does she have any priorly existing conditions? And you'll be like, no.
Oh, let me check actually, because I'm interested. Sorry, I have all my insurance. I have like bundles of paper. Because all these companies, they just send me paper. Because, you know, you need paper. And
Yeah.
I don't want to print it out. Let's see. Let's do a test. Okay. Shelby, I love how this podcast turned into me trying to get Shelby insurance. Life insurance.
This is what all podcasts should be.
Honestly, you're right.
People helping other people and trash talking things that they don't like.
Exactly. I'm 100% down for it. Okay. Oh no, I feel like this is gonna get sad. I'm sorry. They do have guaranteed issue. It does cost an arm and a leg, so I wouldn't recommend it. I'll just put money into your. I'll be the owner of your life insurance policy when I grow up. Okay.
Okay.
I mean that.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Okay. Is the proposed insured hospitalized, bedridden, residing in a nursing home, assisted, or long-term care facility, receiving hospice or home health care? Or has the proposed insured been advised by a member of the medical profession where the proposed insured is planning to have inpatient surgery?
I don't think so. Maybe. I mean, I am supposed to get wrist surgery eventually, but no one knows that.
Good.
It's fine. Hey, all y'all out there, don't snitch.
Yeah, don't snitch. We're trying to get her the best. Okay?
The best around.
Yes, the best insurances. Do you have Alzheimer's?
No.
Dementia?
No.
Memory loss? Like serious memory loss?
No.
Good answer. Organic brain disease?
No.
Good for you. Sorry, I just got really loud.
I'm just like hearing all these things that aren't wrong with me, and I'm just like, aw, shit. I'm not completely broken.
Mental incapacity.
I don't think so.
If that's anxiety or depression, all my patients are screwed. All my people are screwed. Not patients. I'm not a doctor. Don't get that wrong.
Oh, your client.
Clientele.
You sound so fancy. Ooh, yes.
No, that sounds weird. Lou Gehrig's disease.
Anyway.
What?
No, I do not have Lou
I'm
Gehrig's.
so proud of you. Down syndrome?
No.
Huntington's disease.
No.
Sickle cell anemia.
Nope.
Cystic fibrosis?
Nope.
Cerebral palsy.
Nope.
Or been diagnosed by a medical professional as having a terminal medical condition that is expected to result in death within the next 18 months?
Nope.
Alright, do you have AIDS?
I don't think so.
Alright, 2B has been answered. 2C. Have you been in a diabetic coma or had been advised by a member of the medical profession to have an amputation due to disease or disorder?
Nope.
Do they have to cut off your arm?
They do not. They just have to, like,
Praise the Lord.
unfuck my muscles.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
All right, today, guys, they're in the briefing room. They're like, okay, guys, today we have to unfuck the muscles.
That's the actual medical diagnosis
Yes.
for all you out there who want to be doctors.
Yeah,
Hey,
all of you in school.
You have to unfuck the muscles.
Have, do you have cancer?
No.
Okay, do you have diabetes?
No.
Sorry, Brenna.
Look at all this stuff I don't have. I'm living
Have
life
you used
long.
illegal drugs?
No,
Alcohol?
I don't think so. I had like alcohol like once, and it was pretty much gross. So.
Oh, do tell.
Oh, I was at Oh my god. Okay, I was at David's grandpa's birthday party.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say a house party. I got excited.
God, no. No, I was at David's grandpa's birthday party, and Mrs. Cohen was like, "Hey, do you want anything to drink?" And David was like, "Can I have some rum and coke or whatever?" And
Of
she was
course
like,
he
"Yeah,
said
I guess." And she was like, "Yeah," and then I drank pretty much all of it. So
And?
it was a fun time.
Good.
It was kind of gross, and I don't know if I would do it again, but like. Because, like, the medicine I'm on, I'm not supposed to drink alcohol at all, or my liver's, like, gonna explode.
Me too.
So that's why I was like, do I really want another problem?
Then I don't feel like you should. If you're on antidepressants, I don't know, comment down below. Have you ever been on antidepressants and, like, smoked weed? Because I've heard that it can totally, like...
Yes. I was looking it up because I am on, like, a pretty serious antidepressant and anti-anxiety medication. Because, like, after I drank that, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have done this.
Your heart
And
starts
then I looked
racing.
So I looked it up, and it was like, yeah, if you drink, you can, like, delve, like, mega deep into a depressive episode. And I was like, ooh, don't need that in my life. I already got one of those going on. I don't need it worse.
It really makes me not want to party.
Since David's grandpa's 90th birthday party, which was a time. I loved it.
bet. Oh.
Yeah, it was lit. I love Mrs. Cohen. Mrs. Cohen, if you're listening, I love you. You're my real mom. We have a Snapchat streak and a group chat.
That sounds amazing.
I'm alive. It is.
Do you have muscular dystrophy? Sorry, I just went
No.
right back into. Love
No,
you too,
I do
David's
not.
mom. Muscle dystrophy. No.
Muscular dystrophy.
Is it dystrophy?
I do not have that.
Dystrophy?
Yes, it's dystrophy.
I love a good trophy. Sorry. Had more than 12 seizures?
I have not had any seizures.
Congestive heart failure.
Definitely not.
Cirrhosis.
Since I don't know what that is, I'm gonna say no.
Liver. Cirrhosis of the liver. You drank too much.
Oh, okay. No. We
Um,
just discussed that.
Yeah. Hepatitis B or C?
Nope.
Good! I'm so proud of
I
you.
know!
See, you are so healthy.
I know!
Okay, it's gonna get better, I promise. And by
Okay.
better, I mean I'm gonna say a lot, like, worse things, and you're gonna be like, oh, Hell yeah. I'm healthy.
Excellent.
Okay. You are quite healthy. It's just your eyes hate you and your hand.
And my brain
your
hates
wrist.
me,
Yeah.
and my muscles hate me.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, actually, some okay things are going on, except, like. So, anyway, continue.
Do you have sleep apnea?
No, but my dad does.
So
But I
does
don't have to
mine.
disclose that to them.
Why
What
does
is it with men and snoring and, like, almost dying in their sleep every night?
I don't get
Calm
that.
it down below.
Have you had a heart attack, stroke, or transient ischemic attack? I don't know, TIA.
I don't think I've had one of those. So.
I'm pretty sure you would know.
Yeah, exactly. Since I've never heard of it, it must not be a problem.
Yeah. All right. Have you ever had an aneurysm?
No.
Angina.
No.
Do you know what angina is?
I sure do not.
It's like
I
chest
thought you
pains.
said vagina first, and I was like, I sure do have a vagina, but I don't know why that will affect my
Male privilege.
We'll talk about that later.
If we're gonna be honest, I want to be surprised. They have different rates, you know. Hey, it's stupid, stupid, so fucking stupid. Sorry. Trying to find you insurance, not yell into the microphone. Have you had a heart surgery of any kind?
I have not.
Stent implant, pacemaker implant, angioplasty, bypass surgery?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Good for you.
I know! I'm alive.
Do you require a wheelchair or electric scooter?
I wish I required an electric scooter. That would be rich shit.
No, then you couldn't get the good rates.
That's true. I do not, and I would never want to, insurance carriers.
Oh, hey, future editing Ethan, just cut that last part out. Don't. As your insurance agent, I want to do what's best for you. And actually, I'm now licensed in both Ohio, Illinois, and Indiana. So that means everybody listening to the podcast, if you need insurance,
give Ethan your money.
No, it's not me taking your. It's the business. I'm a broker. Okay. Do you know how brokers work?
Give Ethan's company your money.
They're not my company. I work with 17. I have 17 companies.
Oh damn!
I sell for 17
you're
companies.
Like living. You're living.
So if I
so
can't
proud
find
of
you
you.
one with Transamerica, my favorite, I'll look at Foresters. I'll look at Mutual of Omaha. I'll look at Kemper. I'll look at Phoenix. You know, I'll just look. Okay.
I love you.
Okay. But I will find you something.
God bless you.
That is my job, and I love making a difference and making a boatload of money.
Yes.
Circular.
You gotta be a sugar daddy.
No. 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 No.
Can you be maybe like you're not my like sugar
I want to be your sugar daddy. I would just give you money.
You're my insurance daddy.
Why do you have to involve
I
daddy?
I just said that. I don't know. There's only one man I would ever call daddy, and it's Chris Pine. And even then, I'd be judging him hardcore. But anyway, why are we talking about this? I'm so sorry everyone here had to just hear
insurance daddy? Yes. Do you have COPD?
No, I don't.
Black lung?
Nope.
Multiple sclerosis?
Nope.
You just got accepted into the graded benefit plan.
Oh my god! So they don't ask about me being blind at all?
No. Will they try and change that? Yes. They'll make you do a mental health questionnaire. They made me do one.
Oh, well, I'm fucked up, so uh-oh.
I took out a policy on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that we could take out, like, policies, life insurance policies for 30 years that are, like, $1 million, and it's only $60 a month?
I did not know that, but that sounds like a good-ass deal.
No, because who would you give it to? Your parents?
Oh, no. I have David down as my
I have
ex.
Emily.
So, oh,
I love how we
that's
all
so
have our
cute.
Emilys.
I know.
Oh, perfect.
God, I love.
Anyway, we're so off topic. We're talking about.
I feel like that's the theme of this podcast. Like all of your podcasts.
Hey, you know what? I don't know.
I want everyone to know right now that I'm doing a One Direction word search. So just so you all know.
Okay.
Just so you all know.
Moving on.
Yes.
I would like to teach the podcast about beneficiaries.
Okay. I would like to learn about beneficiaries.
So
like, I know, but not a lot.
You have the. Hold on. I'm gonna get this. I promise, guys. I have my license in 2 states. Like, I know what I'm talking about. So your primary beneficiary is David, right?
Yes.
So he's the first one to get the money.
Yes.
Okay? Say David dies before you, which he will,
Yes.
because I'm going to murder him, because I'm going to be your contingent beneficiary.
Okay.
Contingent is
Okay.
second, okay?
Okay.
And then after contingent...
Hey, you can tag this as educational on like Spotify now.
What if I did? That would be so sad.
Do it. Do it.
Okay, I will. But the third, so say I die,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know who would be your tertiary beneficiary.
Probably Rachel and then my brother.
Okay.
But I don't know how it works.
You could split 50-50. So you could even make it so your contingent is 33, 33, 33, me, your brother, and Rachel. That way,
Okay.
if I die, then it splits to 50-50. You know?
Okay.
Or you could even do that with your primary. It's just up to you, okay? And that's the nice thing about insurance. If you want people to get money when you die, we can do that. If you don't, oh, trust me, we could do that too. If you have like some beef, like say in 20 years we hate each other, and you don't want, that won't happen. Because I'm going to be your insurance
it would
agent.
never happen. Exactly.
But if it does, there is whatchamacallit, deep into the text that you don't know about, because it's my job to know about, that we can, when you're making the when you're submitting the application, if you check off that you're okay, that if you hate this person, only you have to sign off on changing the beneficiary. But if you don't know about it, some people will accidentally make it so their wife, say they get a divorce, and but they get the divorce like 10 years after, okay? And then the guy's like, oh, hell no. My primary beneficiary is my divorcee, okay? I ain't having any of this. But he didn't checkmark that box, and his insurance agent is a little dumbass. And so, guess what? She has to sign off to make it so she doesn't get $400,000 when he dies. Guess
no
what
dumbass bitch would ever do that.
Guess what? Guess what
That
happens?
is just dumb. Why
She
would
doesn't
you do
sign
that?
it, and then she kills him. Sorry.
And then half of his money goes to his ex-wife when she dies. God, I'm learning so much.
Well, no, she was the primary. She gets it all.
Oh my god, well that's even more intense.
Yeah.
Damn, okay.
Yeah,
I'm learning so much.
Under each section, under each primary, contingent, and tertiary, you can split it into share percentage. So.
Ethan, you there?
Yeah?
Ethan, are you there?
Uh-oh, hold on.
Ethan, what happened?
Wait.
Are you alive?
I am alive. Can you hear me?
What?
Can you hear me?
Oh. Uh-oh.
God?
God? That's to be
So you can't hear me.
I can hear you now.
Okay. When I said God and you responded with
Okay.
God, I was like, she can definitely hear me.
Wait, no.
What?
So Ethan, come back.
I went away again?
Oh, you're here! You're here! You're here! Okay, I just can't tell. I guess.
Shelby, I
Say
promise.
something so
I'm gonna
I know.
always be here
You'll
for
never...
you.
Aw, you're never gonna leave me. I love you.
I love you too. And I don't... Why would I ever leave you? That's such a dick move.
You're absolutely right.
And especially because I like, have so much respect for you.
Aw, why? I'm a fool.
You're not a... Don't you dare, Shelby. I will literally drive 5 hours tonight. Just come in there and beat you up. What? Can I just make a joke about beating up a disabled person on my podcast? Is that,
Yeah, you're gonna definitely have to tag this as explicit. This is like...
I can't believe I would ever say that. I feel so, I promise I will never.
It's me, I'm your friend. I'm good with it.
You should say, hit me, I'm your friend.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
I'm good with it.
That's like
It is.
Rihanna telling Chris Brown, oh, hit me, it's okay, I'm your girlfriend. That's not okay.
No, we're not dating. You're my friend, and
so since we're friends, it makes it okay.
Yeah, we're not married for tax purposes yet, so it's like, not...
We need to court, though.
Yes.
I love a good courtship.
Me too.
Just really get me going.
I'll buy you all that good shit, even though I have, like, only some.
We can't hold hands until we're engaged, and we can't kiss until we get married.
That's okay.
We can only side hug after we're married. No hugging. Okay. No full frontal.
Okay. When we dance, it has to be like square dancing.
I don't want to feel your boobs. Question. Did you know about square dancing? I did some research. Did you know that square dancing was funded by fundamentalist white men?
I did not know that. All I know about square dancing is that Shaw Elementary School used to make us do it.
So did Maine.
Shaw.
Same curriculum. Anywho.
God, I just had like flashbacks.
I did too.
War flashbacks to seeing David in a straw hat.
Okay. I don't want to have
I
nightmares.
have the pictures. I have the pictures.
Send them to me. EthanParks1@gmail.com. Send them to me on Google Plus.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
Anyhow, there we go.
Anyway, for the people who can't see the pictures I'm about to send Ethan on Google Plus, what were we just talking about?
Square dancing. So, people like Henry Ford, which he was a Nazi, but nobody wants to admit to himself. I did a project, 6th grade, talking about how he was a Nazi, and I got a bad grade because apparently he was a American influence, but I was calling him out.
No, he was like a fucker.
He gave tanks to the Nazi regime.
Exactly.
It's like people saying, "Oh, Ford is so like Henry Ford was like so American." It's like Henry Ford's a
dumbass bitch.
Was a Semitist. What is the word?
He was an anti-Semitist.
Yeah.
Yes,
he was pro-Jewish.
He was out there like, being a dickwad.
He gave his son a stomach ulcer, which led to his son's death. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm gonna write on a post-it note.
When you hear the stuff about like Stalin and how like he's talking to his son and his son's like, "Oh, sorry, I fucked up," and he's like, "Okay, go shoot yourself."
Yeah.
That's like the level of shit that Henry Ford was out there doing to his own family, to Jews, to like I'm not Jewish, so I'm not going to like
David.
Yeah. No. Anyway, so I'm not Jewish, so I'm not gonna talk over obviously other Jewish people's experiences. So take it with a grain of salt. I am an ex-Catholic.
X? You've been excommunicated.
Y'all already know.
Do they not accept blind people?
They don't accept the gays, Ethan.
Wait, you're gay?
I am a gay.
Okay. Hi, my name is Ethan, and I wasn't listening to the entire podcast prior to the 50-minute mark. Sorry.
Oh, we're at 50. Damn, okay.
We're actually over an hour.
Oh, wow.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It does. Also when you're talking to people you love. Because I haven't talked to anyone in the past, 3 days, because I know no one here except one. His name's Teddy. I love him. He's bi. I can set you up, Ethan.
No. No, we've gone over this, Shelby.
I know.
That's not what I'm looking for right now. Henry Ford.
Anyway, where was I? Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, Homeboy was, evil.
But not only that, he and all of his, hidey-ho, high up on their mountain white buddies who were anti-black people, because that was a thing, still is a thing. Black lives do matter. Am I right, Shelby?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
100%.
But they saw that jazz was becoming infiltrated. Jazz and rag was infiltrating the music scene, the bar scene. And so all these rich guys' daughters would go out, get drunk, and dance to jazz and
get their hair cut short and wear short dresses. Don't forget that shit.
Correct. And so they got angry and they were like, oh, well, all these black people and their jazz, this is so messed up. I can't believe this. And so what did they do? They funded a bunch of composers to write square dancing music. And they actually came up with the dance. That way they can have their precious little white girls do something proper, almost as proper as a waltz, just so they don't, I don't know, act like heathens with jazz.
So they don't act like normal children should be acting.
Oh my gosh, I mean, come on, Henry Ford, that's so stupid. What are you even
let
doing?
your kid be a kid. But of course, he's not going to let his kid be a kid because he made one of his kids die of a stomach ulcer.
Pretty sure it was his only kid.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that makes it worse.
Yeah.
We just start berating Henry Ford. You stupid.
That's because he's an American dumbass.
He is, and everybody's so hiding.
They're so super into him, and they're like, oh my god, he invented the Model A, and I'm just like, bitch, someone would have come along and invented a car a day and a half later.
Exactly.
You just like him because he's white.
Yeah. And just because he formed a massive production assembly, that was just a business ideal. Get over yourself.
Yeah, the assembly line was coming together anyway. Sure, he implemented it into his factory where incidentally everyone was treated.
Oh no, we lost you.
Oh, okay.
Everybody was treated like
Hold
what?
on. So, where they were all treated like shit.
Yeah.
Because he was like, can't pay anybody, Otherwise, the people are gonna get, they're gonna think they deserve vacation days and that they deserve to be treated like humans. And we can't have that, So.
Flash forward.
Yeah, Henry Ford was a dumbass.
Yeah. And now I'm just realizing we went from talking about square dancing in elementary school to Henry Ford being a dumbass.
What we're really talking about is the unfair treatment of the factory worker. Here, let me talk to you about this. I've experienced. So, my junior year, I couldn't work this year, obviously, because I was going blind. But my junior year, I worked with my aunt in a circuit board factory. So, the day after I joined, I got a memo from the union. They're like, hey, join our union. So I was like, what the hell? I like a good union. I'm liberal as shit. I'm working in a factory. And, they had all these good things, whatever, safety, fair wages, fair breaks. But, back, like, Henry Ford, homeboy hated unions.
Yeah.
Like, the guy would have, like, beaten anyone to death who even talked about unionizing.
Yeah.
And I just hate that man so much. I hate big business. Abolish private corporations. I know you probably don't agree with that because you work for a private corporation, but...
Yeah! Sorry.
Alright, yeah.
I didn't say none. I can totally see your point. Yeah. But I will say that once I make all my fortune and then don't work for any of these companies. Fuck you, thin glass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anywho.
Yeah, that's just my experience, working in a factory.
So now the podcast knows more about Shelby.
Yes.
We will have to have you back on to... It sounds like I'm wrapping up, but I'm not. We will... I'm still going to go 10 more minutes, okay? So sit down, cool. Shelby. It's fine. I'm kidding.
No, I was just getting up to get a drink. Which is
at the water fountain
I heard
again?
the slurping again, yeah.
You should talk while you're doing it so we can hear it.
Absolutely not.
Okay,
I'm back in
snap
class.
Your finger.
There you go.
Ooh, the echo.
I know! Alright, so let's talk,
drink?
Ethan. Yes, I did.
Dang it.
Haha. Ethan, let's talk about bi erasure. Because I have some strong opinions.
Shelby.
And I'd love to share them.
Now, Shelby, I'd love to make that an episode where both you and David are on.
That would be actually ripped as shit. Okay,
can we do that?
Yes.
Because I would prefer... Because we, scrape the surface on so many of these issues. So obviously you're going to have to come back and be on my podcast.
Obviously.
Sorry.
I would be happy.
I know your social life.
Does not exist.
And men, but...
Absolutely not.
Sometimes you have to take time for the friends who loved you before you were cool, okay?
I'm still definitely not cool. The cane puts any friends I make. So.
I think it's sexy, but then again, not really. Okay.
You haven't seen it yet.
But for all those podcast listeners, Shelby will be back. She will.
Oh, you know what we were going to talk about that we haven't yet?
What?
The stigma around disability.
I feel like it should be an entire different episode. Because can we sum that up in 8 minutes?
Yeah, we absolutely can.
Okay, go ahead. Let's do it.
Which one? Which one? Because you cut out in the middle.
By erasure.
By what?
By erasure.
I thought we were talking about that with David.
Oh wait, what did you? Oh, disabilities. Yeah, let's talk about disabilities and stigmas.
Oh. Okay, so I've been here at Miami for a couple weeks. I've got my cane. I'm walking around campus with my cane because if I don't, I'm gonna trip over shit because I can't see it. So I'm there feeling around with my cane, walking across streets, and almost everyone I pass gives me a pitying look. And I'm just I can see that, and I don't like it because I'm a normal human. I just have shitty eyes, and I can't see. And I don't need or want your pity. And I don't know how other disabled people feel about that. I'm just speaking from my experience. And like I said at the beginning, I'd rather people come up and talk to me about it immediately so we can get past it and treat me like a normal person. Yeah. I've met a couple of people who have been like that. The guy I was talking to you about earlier, Teddy. He was just so tell me about your disability so I'm not uncomfortable in asking about it. And I was that is exactly the way I would like you to deal with it. You God knows. But I don't make friends. I don't talk to people because they're all skirting around me. They think that something's wrong. Something is wrong. I mean, that's the fact of the matter. I am going blind. That doesn't mean I shouldn't be treated like a normal person,
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong except the fact that I can't see, I just want to... Because I think that Ethan would agree that I had friends in high school, right?
You had so many friends?
people liked me enough.
Well, I mean,
But now
I
I'm
liked
just
you a lot. I mean, I still do. But...
yeah, but like, I had friends, but now I feel like, I don't know, people just avoid me because they see the cane. All they see is the cane, you know?
Yeah, because they're stupid.
Yeah.
And they're
So,
afraid to...
y'all listening, exactly, they're afraid to confront it. They're afraid that they'll say something wrong, and that's really nice. Like, if you're doing it out of that, like, you're afraid you don't want to offend someone, like, personally, I'd rather you just have me ask, because if you have, like, some misconceptions, I can set them straight for you, and I won't be offended, because I know that's the way people think, that they haven't really been educated on it.
Yeah.
But, like, I'd rather you talk to me about it, like, straight up just ask questions. I have answers, I'd rather make friends than not,
Yeah, absolutely. And so if you are listening, act up, okay? Don't be stupid, okay? Please.
Yeah, like blind people, deaf people, people on the autism spectrum, all kinds of people that are differently abled, they're people like the same, they have
like,
interests, they want
trans
friends,
people.
Yes.
Because
yes.
so many people are like, wondering about trans. Oh, what's your genitalia? It's like, why do you care?
It's like your genitalia has nothing to do with your gender.
Yeah.
Like, I was just rereading Simone de Beauvoir's The Second Sex, and it was like, there was a quote in there that was like, you aren't born a woman, you become a woman. And that's just like hit me really hard, because I was talking to a trans man this week named Elliot. Lovely. He's in my creative writing class. But like, gender is not like attached to your genitalia.
That's a social construct.
It's a social construct. You aren't born, you're born with like a set of sexual organs. That has nothing to do with who you are. It's just the way your body's put together. And that doesn't mean that you're a man or a woman. It's just society has put you in that box and attached that to you. And you should have the right to decide that. I mean, and the way, like, I was talking to Elliot this week, and he was so forthcoming about, like, his story, what happened to him. It's like, some people may not want to talk about it, but I'm sure a lot would love to tell you about it, just so that it's out of the way, and that you can treat each other like humans, not like a disability or like something you're not understanding. Because being trans isn't a disability.
No.
Obviously. I didn't mean for it to come out like that. But like, if you have a disability, if you're trans, if you like, I don't know, if something's going on with you that people look and see and they're like, that's different. I feel like a lot of people are afraid to ask about it, but you need to ask about it. So you can get it out of the way, and you can treat the person like a person.
Bingo. Bingo.
Exactly.
And so, we sadly do need to wrap this up. So, in conclusion, I forgot to do
Don't
this.
be a dumbass. Talk to people.
Yes. I did this with David, but I meant to do it with Jessica. But sorry, Jessica, I forgot. Your favorite song right now?
Okay. Ooh. Okay. So obviously I was talking earlier about how I'm completely in love with Lorde and shit.
Yeah.
So I have 3 favorite songs, and they're all by Lorde right now. And this is not talking about... What? Yes.
So I'm going to have you back on the podcast?
Yes.
Would you just want to give me one this time?
Okay, yes. But first, disclaimer, this is like my favorite song that I'm listening to now. I have a ton of favorite songs. Like, Ethan and I were just talking about 80s new wave songs that we both like, that shit. This is just the one that I'm listening to literally all the time, over and over and over right now. It's Buzzcut Season by Lorde, and it's the biggest fucking mood ever.
I'm gonna have to look
13 out of 10 would recommend.
Buzzcut what?
Buzzcut Season. Honestly, the whole album, melodrama and pure hair, absolutely would recommend. Please, God, listen to it.
I think mine right now is 1998 Truman by Brockhampton. Now,
Ooh.
listen, I'm not one for rap, okay?
Mhm.
But Brockhampton is about like 17, 18, 19 rappers and producers coming together for one band. And so like last year they released 3 albums.
Oh, wow.
So they're prolific.
Wow.
And it's good music, right?
Yeah.
The lead rapper, he's gay, and so he talks about a lot of his struggles in that, which I always love to support. But 1998 Truman is a bop. I totally recommend it. I would play it right now for the podcast, but 1, Shelby couldn't hear it, and 2,
That's true.
Copyright.
Also, listen to it to yourself. Look it up on YouTube. God, you probably have a computer right in front of you right now. Listen.
Exactly.
But like on the same vein as the guy who's the lead singer who's gay, the band David was talking about when he was on the podcast, Run the Jewels.
Yeah.
I've seen them in concert. They're awesome, but they're also like super woke. They're like very speaking out about women's rights and gay and trans rights. Yes, and the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yep.
And I just like when I saw them in concert, I physically cried because he was like, you know what, your identity, that doesn't matter what any other person thinks about you. You deserve to feel the way you feel. And he said some other stuff. One of the guys from Run the Jewels, and it was just super, super moving because you don't expect this from this like 6'5" super burly rapper dude, but he was just like, listen to yourself. You got to be in touch with yourself. If you're a man, it's okay to have feeling. It's okay to feel emotional like all the time. You deserve to feel that. If you have a different identity, whether it's your gender or your sexuality, you have the right to feel the way you feel. And I was just like, this man is talking directly to my heart.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I know with Janelle Monáe, it honestly felt like a rally, but it felt more than a rally because it felt like, I don't know, there's a sense of peace.
Yeah.
Because everybody else there, even though, I was white, I was pasty, okay?
Yeah.
And even though that we were different, like, races and sexuality and all this stuff, it was so, like, I just want Janelle Monáe to run for president and win.
Me too. I would vote for her in a second.
Oh my gosh, I would.
I'm in love with that woman. Oh my god.
I wish you weren't losing your sight so you could see her emotion picture.
That would be, yes.
And
okay, honestly, I loved her so much in Hidden Figures. God, what an icon.
Her recent album. I don't know. Have you listened to Dirty Computer?
I've heard part of it, not all of it.
Okay, well, if you have time, you just need to listen to it from track 1 to track last.
Okay, I will.
It will mess up your head in a good way because it's so woke. And let me tell you, she created an entire movie based upon and including all the tracks in the album Dirty Computer.
Oh,
and
wow.
It's so like amazing and like I cried, But yeah, anywho, look her up. She's amazing. But
I will. Yes.
For all the you podcast listeners, you're gonna look up Buzzcut Season by Lorde and 1998 Truman by Brockhampton. If you don't, I will find you and I will murder you. So,
Me too. I'll beat you with my cane.
What is your favorite item this week?
My favorite item?
Yeah, like...
Ooh. Okay, well, my last 4 meals have been, they've been Lucky Charms. Because I'm poor as shit and I refuse to use my dining swipes. So I went in there with a giant Tupperware. I filled it up with Lucky Charms, and then I filled up like a big ass like old gallon container of tea with milk, and that's what I've been eating because I refuse to use my swipe. I'm fucking the system, Ethan. This is what I was born to do.
Just make sure you end up using
the
them
only
all.
thing I'll fuck. Oh, I will.
The only thing the system. All right. Well, sounds perfect, and I can't wait to have you on next time.
Yes, I can't wait.
I think the next time I'll have you on is with David talking about erasure.
Excellent. Yes.
And
God bless. I have so many feelings and stories about that.
Question: the '80s band Erasure?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Synth pop legends? What?
Yes.
How does that tie in?
God.
Do you know? I should do some research.
Good.
Oh my gosh, I should. Anywho, thanks for listening to the podcast.
I love Erasure.
Oh, they're
Yes.
so. Oh, stop.
so good.
And like, oh. So I'm gonna. Yeah. Anywho, thanks for listening. Thanks to my sponsor, Aqua4. Once again, always coming in clutch.
Thanks to my sponsor being gay as shit. Also, McGuffey Hall for letting me stay out here late and use their shitty water fountain.
Well, thank you for joining us, Shelby. It was a pleasure.
Yes. Thank you, Ethan.
And
thank you, listeners.
And have you seen the Brandon Rogers video?
No.
About Fashion is Blind?
No.
He released it like last year. It's basically he's a character that he's a fashion designer, but he's blind.
What? What? Ethan, no. Ethan, no.
Wait, can you hear me?
Where are you? I can now.
Okay.
There we go.
I wasn't talking for a while. He was.
Oh, okay.
He played a character where he was a blind fashion designer.
Okay. Ooh.
Which is funny because he was a blind fashion designer.
Mm-hmm.
And so he has a bunch of one-liners that I think you should watch if you're comfortable with humor around blind jokes. Which I'm sure you are, right? For the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he has one line that is one of his most popular lines ever. He's like trying to draw a sketch and it's just scribbles, which is kind of okay. But he says, "Although I'm blind, wait, I may have no eyesight, but I sure have vision." And then he just dropped the mic, and I was like, "Shelby, that's you. You have so much vision. Don't let that ever stop who you are." Oh, Shelby? Shelby's...
Are you there?
Oh,
Ethan,
Shelby
are you
died
there?
and came back. Are you walking?
Oh my god. Kinda. I'm trying to get home before it gets really, really dark, because when it gets really, really dark, I can't see, because I'm blind as shit. So.
Did you hear the joke I made? It doesn't matter. Anywho, thanks to the podcast for listening.
Oh, hello.
Did you hear the joke I made, Shelby? Why do I keep asking? Anywho. Thanks to Shelby for being on this podcast, and thanks to Aqua4. Like I said,
yeah.
Tune in next. I don't know, tomorrow. Who knows when I'm gonna upload the next one of these? My schedule's way off. Who knows? Will it ever become the same? No, probably not. But yeah, thanks for listening, and I hope you tune in on Spotify, YouTube, mostly Spotify though, because YouTube is a pain in the butt. But yeah. Thanks for listening, and I will see you all next time. Bye, Shelby.
Bye, Ethan. Bye.